here's where we're going to now. You're still gonna graph a line, shade, put the S where the intersection is, but now you're gonna come up with the inequalities. You have to write them instead of me giving you them. All right, so that's what today, word problems. All right, so you're still gonna have to do everything we've done, but now make them up. And before we do that, because I don't want this to be a show here, to put it lightly, I want to make sure if these words come up in the problems we're about to do, we know what inequality symbol to put. All right, so you're going to see the word at most. And the way I tell kids is, hey, think about someone's telling you, I have at most $10 in my pocket. All right, at most $10. So what inequality symbol here would, because it's not an equal sign, I have at most $10 in my pocket. So that means I have 10
less than or equal to,
or less, correct? I have 10 or less. So at most, we're going to throw a less than or equal to sign there. All right, because I don't have more than 10. I have 10 or less. How about no more than? No more than. You have no more than $10 in your pocket.
Less than.
Again? Less than. Or it could be or equal to, right? Because if I say no more than 10, it could be 10 or less. And then the final one we're going to see is at least. You have at least $20 in your pocket. So what's that mean? You have $20 or more. So that's why we're going to put the greater than or equal to sign there. Okay, so those are the three common words that you'll see in today's problems when you're writing the inequalities up. And I'm telling all of you, even if you're great at this, when we set up the inequalities, do not just go to town and start graphing because you're going to be missing a lot. Okay, you're probably going to be wrong too, because it is not the same as graphing like we've done the last couple of days. All right, let's get into it because I only have two, so I don't want to spend all the time here. Read through, we're going in the elevator here. Just make sure we're good with the language here. Capacity of 2,000, what's that mean?
at most.
It can hold 2,000 or less, right? 2,000 or less. A kid weighs about 50 pounds, an adult 150. So we're going to write an inequality, ready? That will cause the elevator to overload. Will cause it to overload. All right, we're going to write an inequality right now. All right, what's it? And do I give you variables or no? Yeah, X and, no, do I or do I not give you variables on what I do? What did I give you for X? Children, all right, what do you know about children?
At an average 50 pounds.
That average one's 50 pounds. So what should I do with the X and the 50? Multiply it, right? 50 pounds per child. Tell me something about the adults.
Y.
That's going to be my Y with which, how many pounds does an adult weigh? 150. What should I be doing with the two if they're both in the darn elevator? Add them together plus 150Y. This is not an equal sign anymore. We're doing inequalities. And hey, ready? I want to overload the elevator. And the capacity is 2,000. So I'm going to put 2,000 over here on the right, but I'm going to need your help with the inequality. I want to overload it. Overload it. So what should be my inequality if the capacity is 2,000 and I want to overload it? Greater than, or should I put the or equal to?
Just greater than.
No, or equal to would mean it could be 2,000, but we need it to be greater than 2,000. Are we okay on making the inequality? All right, here's what's going to be different. We're not doing this anymore. Why aren't we doing this? You're not going to have a negative amount of kids. All right, well, some of you might answer and have a negative amount of kids, but you shouldn't. All right, so that's why we're not going to do the 4 quadrants anymore. We're only going to keep it to quadrant 1 because what do you know about quadrant 1? Everything is positive. So instead, when we do these word problems, here's how we're going to set it up, just like we're in quadrant 1. Okay, we're going to use the whole thing. All right, next, here we go. Graph it on your calculator. Tell me what the X and the Y should be here. Go ahead, graph it on the calc. I'll do it with you. Let's go. Same way we graphed it, you go to grapher. I'll do it too, because some of you might get confused about one of them. What type of line should this be too? Make a mental note or write it down. What type of line are we going to graph? Dashed line, correct? Greater than 2,000. Once you guys find it, because we're doing this one together here, anybody got an X or Y value? Anybody find where it should be on the X?
40.
40, everyone's getting 40 on the X? Good, all right. Don't graph anything yet, because we're in trouble. All right, so I got X has to be on 40. And now you guys start seeing you got to keep scrolling up a little bit to find the Y. And where does it hit the Y-axis? 13 point. Can we all do that on the calc so I'm not holding your hand on Monday? Everyone's good? We can get to those 2 points. 40 on the X, 13.3 on the Y. Here's why I didn't want you to go ahead. You go by ones, you're never hitting 40. You're never hitting 40. So be prepared now going ahead. We might have to go by 2s, 5s, 10s, whatever to get there. Because everyone agrees you're not going to get to 40 with going by ones. So let's make a class decision. What do you want to go by on the X-axis here so I would hit 40? 5s? I don't know if 2 would do it or not. So we'll go by 5s. All right, so what I don't require you to label everything by 5. Here, take a look. I just need a couple of them that says, hey, look at me, I'm going by 5s. Okay, I don't need them all labeled. I just need a couple that say, hey, I'm going by 5s. 20, 25, 30, 35, so 40 would be here. You do not have to go by the same on the Y. They can be 2 different scales. Can we get away with going by 1 on the Ys? I think we can. Right? 13.3. And I'm not looking for greatness here, just be in the ballpark. $13 and a little more. And if you do not write anything, I assume you go by ones. Okay, you don't write anything, I assume you go by ones. And what type of line? Dashed. That's why we use pencil. If you did a solid, erase part of it. And where's the calc telling us to shade? Up, right?
What are you doing? He's overseeing. You're gonna grow up. What are you doing? You schizophrenic. Tell her.
All right, let's go. Get done with color time here.
We'll keep looking. Puts me on the side.
I know it's what they say. It's relaxing and soothing, right?
A little bit. But like graduation.
What's your favorite brand of taco sauce?
Everyone's got it done. Everyone's got it done.
Okay, I'm gonna hold him to it.
All right, we got it. We have to figure out part C now. Your graphs aren't good enough anymore. Okay, we got to answer a question based off of them. So I need somebody here to select an ordered pair that answers this inequality, which basically means anywhere you shaded, give me a coordinate. Okay? It can be ridiculous. Well, actually, no, check that. Never mind, I said that. Okay, give me an ordered pair here that's in your shaded region. Definitely in the shaded region, not close.
7,676 by
14, 42.
Can't be 14, Owen. 14's over here. Right?
42 and 14.
On the Y.
Okay. I was looking, I guess you got me there. 14, I'll put it, sure. 14, 42.
40.00.
Wait, how does that work?
Isn't the X value the first
14, 42.
That's
one?
not-
Yo, what?
Whoa.
Has anybody ever graphed before?
That was
Wait, so
tricky.
How much
I
money
wanted like
did
7,000. I could do that.
Can we do-
Sure. But like, hey, 510 wouldn't work. Right? Because that's in the unshaded.
What about 6-7?
All right, done. We're done with suggestions. I'm going with Owen's 14 and 42. That is an answer. What's it mean? What's it mean? No, don't give me not in shaded. What's it mean as far as this problem? What was that? What was our X for? Nick, what was our X?
14.
Yep. And what did X represent?
The amount of children.
So 14 kids. And what did the Y represent? This 42. That's
Adults.
adults do what?
Overload.
There you go. Overload the elevator. Any point I get in that shaded region will overload the elevator. Even my 7,500,680,000, comma 8,000, because that would be so many people in one elevator. I wonder if they make elevators that big. What is your favorite floor on an elevator?
42 adults.
Oh, that's tragic.
Do you just push one button or multiple buttons?
Oh, wait, now you're
Do you jump on it too to get that effect?
Stuck at elevator. My brother jumped at the
How big is
museum.
your brother, dude?
I was like, in a stroller. I was young.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Nah, fact check that.
What's your favorite brand of printer paper?
I don't know this one.
He makes his own paper. He chops the tree.
Chops the tree down.
All right. There you go, Brian. I like that one.
What's that?
All right, can we get through one more, maybe?
Carlino.
Yeah, hopefully. This one's more of a boss one, so I'm a
We
little
should start a
nervous.
business.
Carlino cuts.
Yeah.
Oh, Carlino cuts. It's
We
haircut.
should make our
Yeah,
own
and
water
paper
company.
mill. Yep, same one. First one ever. Paper mill and haircuts.
I like that.
Paper mill and barbershop.
Anyone who likes it gets the Carlino's
Cuts.
Nick likes
It's 11.
And it could also be a recording studio. Cuts. You know?
It's everything.
You make chains. and
Cold
everything.
cuts too.
Yeah, make chains. Yep, 2 chains, 8 chains.
2 chains.
Remember, you're from Delmar Chains. Yep.
Yep.
You like that one? Got that one, Max? Yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's finish this, please. For the love of God, let's finish this.
So we can talk.
Yep, exactly. So I can answer more of these random questions, which I love doing. Yeah. All right, here we go. We got another investment one here. You go, just read through it. I'm not going to read it to you. Read
Can we
through
do
it.
popcorn reading?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll start with the first
A.
sentence. First
No,
sentence.
no. We got to do words.
It's a sentence by sentence.
No, we do words. We do words.
A.
Person.
It's saying
Popcorn.
name
Person. Well.
with hobby.
All right, here we go. We got 2 variables going on here. Let's call the first one X. If you read the bottom here, describe all the possibilities placing the money in 2 different type of investments. The first one, high risk. So this is, we'll put X be the money in the high risk we put in. The money we put in the high risk investment. And then Y will be the money we put in the low risk. But it's got to follow a certain, you can't just put any amount of money in. It's got to follow certain conditions. So you ready for the first condition? We're not putting in no more than 15,000 total. Got an inequality for me there. All the money is not going to be it's going to be no more than 15,000.
Greater than or equal to.
Okay, something's going to be no more than. no more than 15,000.
Less than or equal to.
Less than or equal to? What's going to be less than or equal to 15,000?
X dollar.
Oh, all the money I put into both accounts. How can I show that?
X plus Y.
X plus Y, right? Because this is all the money I'm putting in. Can't be more than 15,000. There's inequality number 1. You ready for inequality number 2? At least 2,000 has to go into high risk. All right, what do we call high risk? All right, so it's just X by itself. But now how do I write? I got to place at least $2,000 in there.
Plus 2,000?
No, at least $2,000. What's at least mean? 2,000 or more. So what symbol do I need? Greater than or equal to 2,000. The high risk has to be at least 2,000. So anything more or equal to it. And then the final one, because this is going to be a 3 inequality one. The amount invested at low risk. What did I call that? Y. Should be at least, there's that at least again. What symbol do we just put down? Low risk should be at least. What did we just put down? At least? Greater than or 3 times the high risk.
3X.
3, what's high risk?
What the hell are you doing?
Practice in the signature.
Everyone see all 3? Now you know from yesterday's work, if you have 3, how big is that space going to be? Probably small, right? We're looking for a small intersection of all the shaded regions. First thing, you can set up your X and Y axes here, but I would not label them yet. You better figure out what your X and your Y's are going to be so you can set up a scale. Yeah, it is smart. So if you guys are typing in X plus Y less than or equal to 15,000, you see what the X and the Y are?
It's a lot.
Count by ones.
Okay, well, I'm going to show you a little trick here, though. All right, ready? I want everyone typing in X plus Y is less than or equal to 150,000 or 15,000. You guys are finding what? What's your X and your Y here? Good talk.
X is 15,000.
15,000, right? And Y is also 15,000.
By thousands. Oh, you can make it like 15 and 15. No, you can't, because if they're both the same
by
thing,
15,000.
you can divide by 1,000. Think about it.
So what I'm saying is the following. So because I know some of you are like, I'll just go by 1,000, which is fine, but I don't think that's going to be squished. Like I got to write the word 1,000, 2,000. So you can do. Here's a little trick. You can go by ones, but here in parentheses, you got to tell me that's actually what? In thousands. That eliminates you guys from doing this. And now I'm definitely running out of room.
In our calculator, can we put like 15 too, and then X has to be greater than or equal to 2?
Say that again, Will.
So can we just put in our calculator X plus Y
Less than or equal to 15?
Yeah, and then
Yep.
do X is greater than or equal to 2.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. And I just need the in thousands part. And the same for the y-axis. Ooh, 15 right at the top. Hey kids, for the 15,000 one, is this shaded? Shaded. Dash or solid line?
Solid.
Solid, good.
It's down.
What is your calculator telling you to shade, above or below? Or left and right, whatever you want to say.
Left.
Down below the left, right? Shoot. So we should all be shading this below. What's the X in the 2000 look like? It's
2000.
oh, it's not diagonal though.
It's vertical.
It's everyone should be right. Everyone go in your calculator and do X is greater than or equal to 2000. It'll show you a vertical line. Solid or dashed?
Solid.
Solid vertical line going through 2000. Yep. All right, it's getting smaller here, the region. Where'd the calculator tell you to shade here? For the vertical line, to the right or to the left of it? Okay, hey, all right, hey, to the right. So only shade in what's going to intersect the previous shading. So I know my solution is going to be somewhere in here, and it's about to get smaller. And then even
Think at 15.
we coming up with some problems here.
No.
No, I don't
So
get
at 4
don't get
Y's.
seven.
Anybody doing that last one and having a little issue? It goes through 0 at least, right? Everyone correct? It goes through 0, that last one? But then you're kind of like, where do I find somewhere else? Well, find another point you can graph. Keep scrolling over with your arrow and find another point that's graphable. It just won't be on the X and the Y axis. That's fine.
412.
What do you have?
412.
412 it is. Yep. Is that the first actual like whole number one?
It's
2.6, Hob? All right, I'll go 2.6. So, hey, I do this problem because sometimes you won't have points that are always on the X and the Y, but you can find them easily by scrolling on your calculator. And solid or dashed?
Solid.
Solid. Okay, be careful here. Where does it tell you to shade? Up or above or below?
Left.
To the left? All right, so can I see where you're going to put that S then? If it says shade to the left, where all three are going to intersect, where's your S going here? Too big, too big. We didn't shade over there, Joe. We shaded to the left, not the right. We shaded to the left of the last line.
That would make one.
time for questions.
No, it's not, because we're still not done with this problem.
What?
What? Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. Should I put a capital S or a lowercase s? What is your preference?
Where are you going to put your S? I got a shade this line going that way. Right? So where's the region? We didn't, hey, so that line, where did we say we're going to shade? This way, right? So why would the solution be there? We didn't shade that way for the last line. Yes. Good, good. Everyone's getting the S right in here. Why aren't we done?
Beats me.
We didn't label them.
It's naked.
Oh,
Whoa.
All right? Graph's naked. Need to put at least 2 of them on.
telling me you're good.
So last thing I'll leave you with, you pick any point inside this S region. That's how much high risk money and how much low risk money I should invest. If you picked a point there. All right, questions?